when you bring in the Range Rover SV. The Special Vehicle Operations wing of the Range Rover team has come up with this absolute beauty, luxury tech at its finest. You're talking about signature, flagship, and then one level above that as well. That's what the SV is all about. Let me tell you what makes it so special or so signature in this special segment on Tech Today. Now, when a company like Range Rover says that they're making a special edition, the first thing you want to know is all about the price. So usually we give you the spoiler right at the end. Now, spoiler alert, the price, it starts at nearly 4.1 crores. So that's ex-showroom on road. It's closer towards 5 crores. Now, that's the price of a 1 BHK in Mumbai and so much more in the rest of the country. So yes, this is not a car for everyone, but it is an SUV where luxury meets performance, and the sort of engineering marvel and the technology that is used in this vehicle is something that the whole world can stand up and look up to and perhaps pick up a few tricks to see some of these features in SUVs, EVs and cars that we have on the show and across the world in the years to come. Yes, there are very special materials used in the Range Rover SV, of course, because it's signature, but the real tech is in the wheels of the car. Active noise cancellation means that no matter what the sounds are outside, the microphones are picking up the ambient sounds and then making sure that the cabin is insulated. I'm guessing there's a little bit of transparency because if there's some glaring emergency sound or a horn or an ambulance, you can hear those, of course. But otherwise, the surround sound that you don't want to hear, well, that's all cut out with active noise cancellation. And that's a big deal in the Range Rover SV, but I'd like to see that across other cars as well. Now, as tech enthusiasts and tech geeks on the show, the first thing that your eyes fall on is the panel and the kind of user experience, user interface. What kind of software are they using? I think with the Range Rover and the Jaguar lineup, across the entire lineup around the world, wherever we've driven their vehicles, their EVs, they have a very consistent Apple-esque sort of approach. In fact, sometimes I think they do things even better than a lot of smartphone manufacturers with their layout. It's consistent, it's classy, the color scheme seems to work. Apple CarPlay works seamlessly. In a matter of seconds, wireless Android Auto and CarPlay are sorted. And most importantly, if you want to access some of the features to do with the engineering or some of these safety things, dynamic stability control, auto brake hold, ride height. Now this, with off-road, you can obviously lift the car a little bit. So if I'm, coming across a set of potholes, just quickly hit off-road. And while the car is driving on this main road, on the highway, you've already gone up by, well, quite a decent amount. You can also go to normal mode and it gets the job done as well, because this is a very big car. Now, first things first, when you're sitting in this big boss seat, yes, there's enough leg room, but most likely, unless you have a bodyguard or some security guard sitting in the front, if it's just you being driven around maybe with your significant other, because in the SV, it's a clear four-seater. Because of this first change that I'm going to tell you about, things are a little different. So let me tell you, the first thing that I do as soon as I sit in the rear seat is I set it up to recline. And just like that, there's even more room for maybe someone who's 7 feet tall. Way too much room for me. There you go. Footrest out and you're all set perhaps to be chauffeured around. But then this is the SV. It's no ordinary car. So I'll tell you why it is so different. If you actually come in over here and you see this white ceramic. No, this is not just a place to keep your phone or something like that. What it is, and the minute I flick this button, watch as some SV magic happens. Out of thin air, a proper table which you can use, and again, this is not just for my phone. So what am I going to be using this for? Well, there's one more use case which is specific to this particular vehicle, and that happens to be something right behind me over here. I hit open and there you go. The fridge has opened up. You've got two chill glasses for whatever you want. Place them right here. Have a nice meal as well in the rear seat of the SV, and we're all set to take you for a little drive.